This is the Ethereum 1 month overview reading for the month of July 2023. It's currently May 23rd, 2023, 2:06 p.m. Eastern Time. Ethereum at the time of this reading is currently $1,851.42. That's USD. And the shuffle file that we're about to play for the July reading was created on May 7th, 2023 at 9:58 p.m. Eastern Time. That's this video right here. So the overall theme and behavior for the month, we have a fast sudden move higher. It's crossed with the unicursal hexagram, which means we're going to see a significant opportunity here before a sharp decline. And it's also crossed with the ruin card, even more of an indication that there's at least one really sharp decline in here. But the overall trend should be to the upside, probably with two sharp drops in it, it's looking like. And then the following month of August, it looks like we pushed the upper end of a range even higher. Behavior around the highest high, we have three crisscrosses back and forth through the same price level, confirming a bullish trend. So that third cross is to the upside through that price level. It's an important price level on at least a 1 month scale. Third cross to the upside, confirming a bullish trend, which also adds weight to the story of pushing the upper end of a range higher in the following month. Behavior around the lowest low, we have sideways rotation along a key support. Again, important on a 1 month scale at least. We do sideways rotation along that support, and that rotation ends with a fast sudden move higher. That'll stand out on a one month chart at least. Before we go any further, guys, I just want to make it clear. So we're pretty good with the timing here. We have roughly 98% average accuracy, but we're not always right about the timing. Sometimes it's off a little bit because not every tarot card is gonna match up its energy with 1 day of time. It just doesn't work that way. So with that said, keep in mind that the sequence of events is the most important part. If we deviate a little bit from timing, pay attention to the sequence of events. Another thing that you can do is you can go to our lives. We have a live session every weekday, every trading day, between 3 p.m. Eastern and 4 p.m. Eastern. You can check us out there too as well. Let's take a look and see how we did in that, how we're doing in that May reading. May's still going on, but it looks like we have a highest high here between the 6th and the 7th. There's one possible location, another one between the 8th and 9th, and another location between the 12th and 13th. It looks like I nailed it on the 6th and 7th there. And there's a Princess of Swords in there. And you can see here, May started here. We jump up to the 5th, 6th, right there, right on the cusp of the 5th, 6th. We have a high, so we were off by just like, you could say we're on point because really it's the 6th. 5th, 6th. Now we're off by a day, but that's pretty solid considering that we created this reading on March 23rd, 2023, 12:32 p.m. Eastern Time. So we're pretty on point with that. Looks like there was a pretty good opportunity here before a sharp decline. Opportunity in the midst of a little bit of a rally there to open up a short position. If you held that short position until the 12th, where we have trade opportunity, you would have made money there on the 12th, 13th. And so based on that, everything seems to be pretty solid as far as sequence of events. However, I'm gonna just remind people we probably have a lowest low here around the 24th, 25th. So, but other than that, guys, that reading's looking pretty solid, especially considering March 23rd, my friends. All right, back to it. So, on the first, we have three pokes through the same price level, followed by a sharp drop off of that third poke. That's an important price level on a multi-day scale. There's a trade opportunity as well that I'll talk about in the paid version. On the second, we have a sideways S formation that forms within a channel. So you go from like a resistance, you decline all the way to support, do a reversal and retrace all the way back to resistance, do a reversal off of that resistance again, and then retrace all the way back to support, creating a sideways S. It's usually horizontal and vertical support, horizontal support and resistance. Sometimes it's at a downward angle. It does happen occasionally. And on the third, we have what appears to be either a two swing trade opportunities or a day trade opportunity. We'll get into more detail on that in the paid version. We have some sideways rotation along key support level on the third, increasing with bullish momentum as we move forward in time. on the 4th, we decline. It actually looks like there's a trough early in the day on the 4th. And then towards the end of the day, we have a notable decline that'll stand out on a multi-day chart. We decline down to and through support, do a U-shape, and then meet another support and rotate sideways along that support level. Again, support levels important on a multi-day kind of scale. On the 5th, we have a lower price level than we had on the 4th. Looks like a trough early in the day as well as a significant trade opportunity there. And then we have a higher trough on the cusp of the 5th and the 6th with some sideways rotation along a key support level. Again, they're in a trade opportunity in the midst of that. I'll talk about in the paid version. There is a sharp drop that'll stand out in that period of sideways rotation. Looks like the sideways rotation probably continues into the 7th, and the sharp drop might even take place there in the 7th. It takes place on the 6th. Sideways rotation on the 7th with probably notable drop into what might be a lowest low there on the 7th. Advised to be cautious there. A significant decline on the 7th, so probably multiple false bottoms. And it looks like we have a bottom on the cusp of the 7th, 8th. On the 8th, we have a U-shaped dip that forms within close. It forms close to the intersection of two perpendicular diagonal trend lines. So like two diagonal trend lines, and we have like this U-shaped dip in between. A significant amount of price change to the upside around the cusp of the 8th, 9th. A crest early in the day on the 9th. Looks like a sharp drop as well on the 9th, followed by a prominent move higher on the 10th, and then a full retracement of that move back down as well on the 10th. There's a unicursal hexagram energy correlation there as well, so most likely we have a fast sudden move higher followed by a sharp drop. And that drop should take us into another prominent trough for the month there on the 11th. There's a possibility of that being a lowest low. It's not as strong of a possibility as the 7th, but it is a possibility that we have a lowest low towards the end of the day on the 11th. And there's a rally there out of that low correlation. There's a rally there that offers opportunity. I'll talk about in the paid version. Guys, if you're interested in the paid version, it's a really great way to support the channel. The way that you get the paid version, you go to our services, SO Meta Posts, click on monthly subscriptions, click here to order. And then whatever ticker you're interested in that we have up here, you can subscribe for that. If you utilize the information from the reading regularly, guys, it really is the right thing to do. We're putting our heart, our blood, sweat, and tears into this stuff and putting it out there for the most part for free. This is a really great way to give back to the channel. If you're interested in multiple paid versions, then you highly recommend the $250 subscription, which is a total steal. This is multi-million-dollar information to the right individual. And there we have the completed shuffle file there. What you get in the paid version, we also look at trades from the standpoint of a multi-year scale, a 1-year scale, and a 1-month scale. And then even if we see like day trades in there, like on the 3rd, we talk about day trades as well. That's what you get in the paid version in most cases. So on the 12th, we have another trade opportunity there. It looks like a notable trade opportunity at a trough on the cusp of the 11th, 12th, maybe at the very end of the day on the 12th. And then sideways fluidity along key support on the... very end of the day on the 11th, and then sideways fluidity along support on the 12th. Equal amounts of bulls and bears, inflow and outflow, and that sideways rotation. There's a trade opportunity in there as well. I'll talk about in the paid version. On the 13th, we have a prominent move higher standing out on a 1-month scale at least, and we successfully turn resistance into support. That doesn't hold on the 14th. The rally ends with a sharp drop through key support level. Trade opportunity there as well. That's a key support level on the scale of a 1-month chart. On the 15th, we have a lot of price change. The Prince of Swords often is a lot of price change. It's not always clear what direction the price change is going. But it does include a resistance level. The price change kind of takes place around a resistance level. And it looks like we have kind of a mixed day. We move into a resistance and then out of a resistance to the downside there on the 15th. On the 16th, we have an important an important peak that'll stand out, or a prominent peak that'll stand out on a 1 month scale, and a sharp drop standing out as well on the same scale, a sharp drop off of that peak. That'll be a prominent crest for the month as well, and there's a day trade opportunity in there I'll talk about in the paid version. On the 17th, we make a new prominent low, followed by a big move to the upside to reach for a distant resistance level. On the 18th, we probably have that same resistance level or a higher resistance level, or we move into that distant resistance level, like the rallies from the 17th into the 18th to reach for the distant. Kind of hard to see if it's highlighted in both 17th and 18th, but it's there. Between the 17th and 18th, we rally pretty hard into a distant resistance, right? And so that resistance highlighted 17th, 18th. Trade opportunity on the 18th, and then a lot of price change on the 19th. Looks like an opportunity about midday at a crest, a prominent crest or peak for the month as well, and a lot of price change off of that peak to the downside. A day trade opportunity there as well. Sideways rotation and an attempt to establish support on the 20th. Support on a 1 month scale at least, and then we come up against on the 21st, there's both a prominent trough for the month as well as bumping along resistance, possibly breaking through resistance, but the majority of that behavior will be bumping along resistance. On the 22nd, we have another prominent trough as well. We establish support with some sideways rotation. Then we have a big move higher standing out on a multi-day chart, followed by a big move higher out of that trough that'll stand out on a 1 month chart. It takes us into a crest on the 23rd. That we sell off down to and through support on a 1 month scale. We do a U-shaped reversal below that support, come back and reuse it as support. On the 24th, we have a period of volatility that ends with a fast sudden move higher. That fast sudden move higher takes us into a trade opportunity on the 25th, at which point there's a sharp decline, one of the bigger declines for the month that'll stand out there. On the 26th, on the 26th, we have an attempt to break through key resistance. It fails, followed by a decline through key support. That decline takes us into the 27th, where we have another prominent trough for the month. That failed attempt to break through resistance on the 22nd, it'll be a surprise that we don't break through it. Technicals will lead us to believe that we're going to break through. Instead, we decline through key support. And there's a trough at the end of the day on the 6th. Looks like a lower trough at the end of the day on the 27th. Midday or at the end of the day. Pretty big decline on the 27th. On the 28th, decline continues, but it offers a significant opportunity, one of the bigger opportunities of the month. We'll talk about in more detail in the paid version. On the 29th, we do some sideways fluctuating rally that precedes a decline. 30th, we have a failed attempt to break through key resistance. It might be the same price level that we had on the 26th that we failed to break through. Might not be, but it could be there. It depends on where we are in the chart, but we failed to break through it and we declined through key support. And then on the 31st, we have another strong decline, one of the bigger declines for the month there on the 31st through multiple support levels. However, in August, we do push the upper end of a range higher. Guys, that's Ethereum for July 2023. Let me know what you think by hitting that like button. Other ways you can support the channel, guys. We have, we'll put a link in the comments, pinned in the comments, where you can sign up for Webull account. It's a free brokerage account, way better than Robinhood. I would recommend them even if they weren't giving us both up to 24 shares for you signing up for an account through that referral link that'll be pinned in the comments. So if you do that, in other words, we both get up to 24 free shares. I've gotten plenty of free shares for them. I know it to be true. And Webull's awesome, guys. I would use them. I would recommend them even if they weren't there. Most importantly, though, guys, make sure to follow that rule of karma. You do so here at the resources tab. Make sure to send 5% of the profits forward to one of these charities, 5% of the profits back to the channel here, and make sure you spend that 90% out of love. As long as you spend that money out of love and you follow those rules, the universe is going to send it back to you tenfold through this channel, my friends. I'll see you on the next one.